Because I'm live streaming right now on
I
Twitch.
am Tanya Kennedy
Turn
Bunting,
that
and
one.
this is Tested. Today on Investigated Tested, we will talk about two cases. Lionel Tate, a 12-year-old boy who accidentally kills a 6-year-old girl while wrestling, and Taylor Shabaznis, a 24-year-old woman who kills her
Where's
boyfriend
the plug for the car?
during intercourse while high on meth. We'll discuss today these two cases, the difference, and why I believe that race played too much of a part in the sentencing of these two murderers and how they were treated. Today on Investigated Testing.
But many observers were hopeful that Judge Joel Lazarus
Let me find my phone so I can call her, Sean.
loophole and hand down a lighter sentence. That was not to be the case. Incarceration for your natural life. The now 14-year-old Lionel Tate was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge's ruling stopped. Lionel Tate was one of the youngest Americans ever to have received.
It is a light heavyweight matchup between Lee.
Now, some members of the jury began questioning the trial's outcome.
Right now, the Southpaw Steve.
I made no secret by the fact that I found life in prison with no parole inappropriate as a sentence.
Judge Lazarus, however, points out that the choice was not his to make.
Nice snap to that leg kick. Very nice. While he's put the block here, Joe, he continues to get vulnerable to that jab by almost leading into the fight.
After his sentencing, Tate was sent to an adult prison.
Oh, he got tagged!
Later, citing the boy's tender age, Florida Governor Jeb Bush transferred Tate to a juvenile facility in Okeechobee. For many, this was not enough. Quickly turned surrender. Over the following
Landed a gigantic kick for the knockout. Oh, absolutely one for the hot. Bruce Buffer has your decision. Nice combination by Silva. Cheating gets caught with that push. Silva's kick to the body, that one blocked by the defense. Oh, Joe, how good is that right here?
Every shot he throws, he's looking to KO you. He's doing a great job of being unpredictable and mixing things up here.
Oh! Dragon Regina gets absolutely. Trying to set up the straight left, but he missed. Elbow strike there by Machida.
He's playing an outstanding leg kick. Oh, and he ate a front kick.
Good sequence of kicks there by. And we are underway.
Lyoto Machida is perhaps the very best fighter at lunging.
On June 6, 2001, Governor Bush turned down those requests, saying Tate would have to serve at least 2 years before he would reconsider. It was a blow to Tate's growing circle of sympathizers, which by now included such high-profile figures as the Reverend
What the hell you got going on?
As the public outcry continued, Tate's appeals process inched forward.
I'm chilling. What you doing?
Richard Rosenbaum had been hired as an appellate attorney following the conviction.
Why?
y'all
What you
eating?
trying to do?
Prospect for his client was bleak. When you get a life sentence in Florida, it means
Bail is set tonight at $2 million for a woman charged in a Green Bay murder case. This one is disturbing. Taylor Shaw Business
You
charged
trying to
today
ask us to
with
come do
multiple
something? Is
felonies,
that what you're
including
trying to
intentional
Y'all
homicide,
sure y'all not at
mutilating
JJ's
a corpse, and
Fish?
third-degree sexual assault. According to prosecutors,
Where the hell is that
Shaw
at?
Business said she and the victim were using drugs
Where's
and
that at?
engaging in sexual play, and the man was strangled. She then allegedly
Y'all,
sexually
oh my
abused him,
gosh.
dismembered his body, and placed
Where
body
y'all?
parts in various
You
locations.
want us to drive all the way to where you are?
So we have two
You want
cases.
us to drive all the way to where you
One
are?
in which a 12-year-old boy is playing a deadly game of wrestling with a much smaller
And
guy.
who?
The young lady that he was wrestling with and playing with, she was 6 years old and she was more than half his size. So she was
Okay.
tiny in comparison to him. He was large for his age at 14 years old. And he slams her into a coffee table,
All right.
resulting in a lot of bruises and resulting in what they called, instead of an accident, they called first-degree murder. So to say that this young man purposely killed his playmate, he was African American. It's happened in the 90s in the wake of the war on drugs and all of the things that were going on at that time. We had the young man that had been jailed in the park, and we had all of these things. This young man was the youngest person in the United States history ever to be sentenced to death. 14-year-old. By the time he was sentenced, he was 14 years old. And thinking about it realistically, what does that look like for not only the parents of the child that lost her life, but also this child who, instead of getting counseling and help at his age,
They want to send me that they spot.
they tried to advocate for his freedom. As you can see from the footage, they tried to go to bat for this boy, but to no avail. and he spent, after
I'm
appeals,
done with this
he
stuff
spent
with
5 years in jail.
the pastor guy with you.
When he came out of prison,
That means you gotta get dressed first.
Oh, yeah.
years, he had become a hardened man.
All right, I'm ready to go.
I will show you pictures of him today that will show you that this man has become a career criminal, and 23 years later, he is in and out of jail and has been.
Okay, I need you to do something for me.
You right.
Why? Because he was institutionalized by a system that did not care
Except
about
we have
him.
our stuff together. We could have been in South by Southwest.
Fast forward to today.
Anybody is anybody who goes to
We
South
have a
by
woman,
Southwest.
Taylor.
That's where the baby found real dope, who's this video shooter. That's where Wiz Khalifa got discovered.
On drugs.
A lot of them. Machine Gun Kelly was at South by Southwest.
Illegal drugs.
Then you got you
and
got the
she
spot
is
in
engaging
Cali.
in sexual
I don't know
intercourse.
if you ever heard
Now,
of it
from
called
what my
Complex Car.
understanding is, methamphetamines heighten the arousal and the release during sexual activity, and it makes it more pleasurable for the drug user. So that was the reason to take meth and then engage in sexual activity. However, she decapitates him and then goes on to further not only decapitate him, but cut him into little pieces and hide the body in various parts of the house. And then she tries to hide it. She didn't call 911 to say, oh my God, I accidentally killed my boyfriend. No, she hid the body parts. Whereas Lionel, young Mr. Tate, he calls his mother, Mom, she's not breathing. Mom, help, she's not breathing. I don't know what's wrong. They dialed 911. She's not breathing. We were playing. I don't know what's wrong. This woman is sentenced to 5 years for decapitating her boyfriend and cutting his body up into little pieces. This young man is sentenced to life in prison at the age of 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He comes out at 17 years old, and he is not the same young man that went in there. So again, I'm trying to figure out, where is the justice in that? Now, granted, it was back in the 90s. It was back when, you know, it was clear that things were not equal among African-American community in terms of law and where law is concerned, that we were usually given the short end of the stick, the raw deal. But fast forward to today, a woman high on illegal drugs cuts her boyfriend's head off and hides the body parts. I don't understand. I don't understand how that makes sense. I don't understand how they can justify today that woman doing what she did, yet and still we're giving little kids life in prison. And oh, there's prison reform, and oh, he didn't do life, he only did 5 years. That young man's life was forever changed, forever ruined. It's no telling what all happened to that young man in jail. People get raped in jail, men get sodomized in jail, all types of heinous things happen to people in jail. And so I hazard to say that our society has not gotten any better. Had this been an African-American woman who did all of the same things that this Caucasian American woman did, do we think she would have gotten more time? 5 years is a drop in the bucket to think about the nature of the crime. And does it matter that this young man was an avid wrestling fan and he watched wrestling all the time? Does it matter that they have commercials and things that say, don't try this at home, this is dangerous? They tell us drugs are dangerous too. They tell us that meth can kill you, that meth can fry your brain, that it will turn you into a monster. And People still do it. Yet she got 5 years, and he got life. He did 5 years, but he got life. Where is the justice in that? Where is the fairness in that? Where is the equal treatment under the law? And have the laws changed much since then? I don't know, I doubt it. So, boys and girls, jaws and gents, this is just one woman's opinion. And this is the opinion of someone who is really, really fed up with the system and watching how our people are done versus everyone else. And don't get it twisted, I'm not the one that's going to blame every single Caucasian American for every single problem that African Americans have. Some of that stuff is on us, but at the same time, we don't write the system, we don't create the system, we don't create the laws. So how is it that nobody sees the unequal treatment? How is it that nobody sees the unfairness that is dealt out every single day and has been dealt out for years and years and years? Again, this is one woman's opinion. I am Tanya Kennedy Bunting. Love, peace, and hair grease. And I will see you next time on Tested Investigation. All right. All right, guys. Love, peace, hair grease. I'm out.